Good morning, children. Sai Ram. Children, we have studied chapter 4, our country, India. And today, let us discuss the classwork. So, children, make your notebook and pencil ready so that you will write the classwork. Okay, children. So, before writing the classwork, let us discuss about the chapter again. Let us have a quick revision. Okay. So what we have studied in this chapter: our country India, the Himalayan mountain ranges, the northern plains, the Thar desert, the Deccan Plateau, and the Ghats, and the islands. So children, India is a part of Asia. It is the 7th largest country in the world. With more than 100 crore people here, India is the most populated country in the world after China. It is one of the most beautiful country in the world. Our country is not the same everywhere. It has many landforms. We have mountains, plains, plateaus, deserts, and islands. Very few countries in the world can boast so much varieties. So this is what makes India so beautiful. And the Himalayan mountain ranges. Mountains are portions of the earth that rise steeply from the surrounding area. A chain of mountains form a range. A chain of mountains form a range. All along the north of our country, to the north of our country, lie the mighty Himalayan mountain ranges. So to the north of our country, Himalayan mountain ranges are there. These ranges have some of the highest peaks in the world. So Mount Everest is the highest peak in the world and is a part of Himalayan range. The highest peaks are covered with snow throughout the year. The mountain region is extremely cold. How is the mountain region? It is extremely cold. Many of our big rivers like Ganga, Yamuna, and Brahmaputra starts from the Himalayas. As they flow down to the plains, several smaller rivers join the main river. So which are the rivers coming from Himalaya? Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra. These are the rivers starts from the Himalayas. The melting snow from the mountains keep these rivers fed through the hot and dry summer months. In the hot dry summer month, the melting snow from the mountain keep these rivers fed. Okay. As we move down to the lower slopes, we find thick forests. This is called terai region. As we move down to the lower slopes, we find thick forests and this is called terai region. Now, the northern plains. Plains are vast expanses of flat or gently rolling land. Okay, flat lands are called plains. And as we go down to the south of the Himalayas, we come to the northern plains of India. This is called as Gangetic Plain. Many rivers like Ganga and Yamuna flow through these plains. This makes the land very fertile and most suited for cultivation because of the rivers like Ganga, Yamuna. This land is very fertile and most suited for cultivation. The region is thickly populated. Many well-known cities and towns are located along the banks of these rivers, Ganga and Yamuna. And the plains, in the plains it is very hot in the summer and cold in the winter. Then we have studied about the Thar Desert. A large area of land covered with sand is called desert. As we travel to the northwestern part of our country, the landscape changes. What we can see? We can see miles and miles of sand, and this area is called the Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert. This area is called the Great Indian Desert or the Thar Desert. This region gets very little rainfall. The climate here is dry and hot in summer and cold in winter. Life in the desert is difficult. The desert region is not thickly populated. Okay, this region is not thickly populated. Very less people are there in the desert region. The camel is commonly used in the desert for transport. It is called the ship of the desert. Camel is called the ship of the desert. The Deccan Plateau and the Ghats. The southern part of India is a peninsula. So what is a peninsula? A peninsula is a piece of land jutting into the sea and surrounded by large water bodies on its three sides. So what is a peninsula? For a peninsula, three side water is there. Like India, you can see India. So three side water is there. Okay, oceans are there in the three sides. The Indian peninsula has the Bay of Bengal to its east, the Arabian Sea to its west, and the Indian Ocean to its south. This part of India is called the Southern Plateau or the Deccan Plateau. A plateau is a flat-topped region that is raised above the surrounding land. So what is a plateau? It is a flat-topped region that raised above the surrounding land. Little raised above the surrounding land. Okay, it is called a plateau. The Deccan Plateau region has many rivers like Krishna, Kaveri, Godavari and Mahanadi. These rivers are rain-fed and they often become dry during the summer, because in summer they are not getting water like Ganga and Yamuna. They are getting water from the melting snow of Himalaya. Okay, but the rivers in Deccan Plateau are not getting water from any mountains, so they often dry during the summer. Okay, this region is very rich in minerals. Some parts of plateau are covered with thick forests, and this region has a moderate climate, that is neither too hot nor too cold. Then the Deccan Plateau and the Ghats. To the west of the Deccan Plateau are the mountains called the Western Ghats. West part of the Deccan Plateau, some mountains are there. They are called Western Ghats. And to the east of the Deccan Plateau are the mountains called Eastern Ghats. These mountains are not as high as those in Himalayan range. Himalayan mountain range, they are very high, okay, but the Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats in this region, which mountains are there, they are not high as the Himalayan mountain range. There are narrow stripes of plain land along the east and west coasts of India. They are called the coastal plains. An islands. An island is a piece of land surrounded by water. If you look closely at the map of India, you will find several small islands in the Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal. In the Bay of Bengal, there is a group of islands called the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And in the Arabian Sea, there is another group of islands called the Lakshadweep Islands. These islands are part of our country. Do you know, several million years ago, the land where the Himalayas now stand was covered by a vast ocean. You know, now Himalaya, you can see now Himalayan mountain range. Before it was covered by a vast ocean called the Tethys Sea. Okay, and do you know the Indian camel has a single hump? Have you seen that? The Indian camel has a single hump, but the Bactrian camel has a double hump. Children, this is one activity for you. So, which region of India do you think most beautiful? So, you can give your view and different view you can give and your answer you can give, okay, which you like. So, which region of India do you think most beautiful? The Himalayas, the northern plains, the desert, the Deccan Plateau and the Ghats, coastal areas or islands. Okay, so which region you think it is more beautiful? You can speak it out and you can send it in the group. Okay, so this is the activity for you children. So just speak it out for 2 minutes. Which region of India do you think most beautiful? The Himalayas, the northern plains, the desert, the Deccan Plateau and the Ghats, coastal areas or the islands. So children, now we'll write the classwork. So make the heading Our Country India, lesson 4. Our country India, lesson 4. So first we'll write the new words. Okay, make a heading new words. First is landform. 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 First one is landform. Second, plateau. 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 Second one is plateau. Have you written children? The third one is desert. 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 So third one is desert. Fourth one is island. 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 Fourth one is island. Fifth one is Terai region. Terai region. Terai region. Fifth one is Terai region. Terai region. Finish children? Then sixth one is peninsula. 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 Seventh one is fertile. 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 LE. Fertile. Finished, children? Eighth one is Andaman and Nicobar. ANDAMAN and 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 Nicobar. NICOBAR. Andaman and Nicobar. Finished, children? So ninth one is Lakshadweep. LAKSHA. Laksha. DEEP. Deep. Lakshadweep. Finished, children? Ninth one. Okay, tenth one, plain. 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 Now, Roman number 2. Make Roman number 2 and write the heading. Write true for true and write T for true and F for false sentences. Some sentences are here. If the sentence is true, you have to write T, and if the sentence is false, you have to write F. So write the heading now. Write true, write T for true and F for false sentences. So first one is India is the third most populated country in the world. India is the third most populated country in the world. Children, tell me, it is true or false? India is second most populated country, right? I told you China is the first and India is the second most populated country in the world. So this sentence is false because here it has been written that India is the third most populated country in the world. So this is false. Okay. So first one is false. Next, the Himalayas is the highest mountain range in the world. So yes, children, it's true. Himalayas is the highest mountain range in the world. Just write it down. The Himalayas is the highest mountain range in the world. So children, the third one is it is very cold at night in the desert. Yes, children, it is very cold at night in the desert. So it is true. Okay. So I told you that it is very cold at night and hot in the daytime in a desert. It is true. Write it down. It is very cold at night in a desert. It is true. It is very cold at night in a desert. True. Next, all the rivers in the India get water from melting snow in the mountains. All the rivers in India get water from the melting snow in the mountains. So, is it true, children? No, it is false. It is not true because the rivers which are coming from the Himalayas like Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, they are getting water in the summer from the melting snow. but the other rivers are not getting water in the summer from the melting snow, okay, from the mountains. So it is false. Write it down. All the rivers in India get water from melting snow in the mountains. That is false. Fifth one, the rivers make the Gangetic plain very fertile. Yes, children, the rivers make the Gangetic plain very fertile. That is true. Because of the rivers, the Gangetic plain is very fertile and suitable for cultivation. The rivers make the Gangetic plain very fertile. It is true. It is neither too hot nor too cold in the Deccan Plateau. It is true. Okay? So it is neither too hot nor too cold in the Deccan Plateau. That is true. Finished, children? It is neither too hot or too cold in the Deccan Plateau. That is true. So children, now third Roman, define in a sentence. You can define in a sentence. Desert. Desert is a large area of land covered with sand. Desert is a large area of land covered with sand. Desert is a large area of land covered with sand. Next is peninsula. Peninsula is a piece of land jutting into the sea and surrounded by water on three sides. Peninsula is a piece of land jutting into the sea and surrounded by water on its three sides. Finished, children? Next, island. An island is a piece of land surrounded by water. An island is a piece of land surrounded by water. Fourth one, plateau. A plateau is a flat topped region that is raised above the surrounding land. A plateau is a flat topped region that is raised above the surrounding land. Next, plain. Flat and level land are called plain. Flat and level land are called plain. Next, children, Roman number 4, that is answer the following. Just write it down. Roman number 4, answer the following. Name any 5 rivers of India. Just write any 5 rivers of India? So write the names, children. The Ganga river, the Satluj river, the Brahmaputra river, the Kaveri river, and the Narmada river. Write the 5 names. The Ganga river, the Satluj river, the Brahmaputra river, the Kaveri river, and the Narmada river. Name any 5 rivers of India. Just write the name of the 5 rivers, children. Next, question number 2. Name any 2 groups of islands which are part of India. Very simple. All of you know, I think. Yes, write the question first. Name any 2 groups of islands which are part of India. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands are 2 islands which are part of India. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands and the Lakshadweep Islands are 2 islands which are part of India. Next, why are the northern plains thickly populated? So write the question. Why are the northern plains thickly populated? Why are the northern plains thickly populated? Write the answer. The northern plains are thickly populated because many rivers flow through this region, making it rich and fertile for agriculture. So the northern plains are thickly populated because many rivers flow through this region, making it rich and fertile for agriculture. And many well-known cities and towns are located along the banks of these rivers. Many well-known cities and towns are located along the banks of these rivers. Right, children? The northern plains are thickly populated because many rivers flow through this region, making it rich and fertile for agriculture. And many well-known cities and towns are located along the banks of these rivers. So with this, your class work finished, children. I'll tell you the activity again. You have to do this activity and send in the group, children. Okay, speak it out. Which region of India do you think most beautiful? The Himalayas, the northern plains, the desert, the Deccan Plateau and the Ghats, coastal areas or the islands. So speak it for 2 minutes and send in the group, children. Okay, this is the activity for you. So thank you, children.